Christine, how much does it hurt the WNBA when Caitlin Clark is out?
It is devastating to the WNBA when Caitlin Clark is out.
Now, I know a lot of us were expecting some sort of dip since Caitlin Clark has been out with injury, but I don't think all of us were expecting the entire viewership of the entire WNBA to be down. And this tweet from Christine Brennan really stuck out to me. She said, one player gets injured and more than half the TV audience for the entire league disappears. Has any other athlete ever had that kind of impact on a sport? Golf without Tiger definitely dropped precipitously on occasion.
What happens when the WNBA loses its only superstar draw? Viewership down 55%. Ticket sales collapsed. Caitlin Clark isn't just a rookie. She's the league's lifeline, and now she's out. This isn't just an injury. This is the beginning of a mass boycott, a financial freefall, and a panic the WNBA didn't see coming.
And the truth is the truth, and the data is there. And what we saw when Caitlin was out the last time, the 5 games that she missed earlier in the season, the WNBA's viewership dropped more than 50%. Not just the Fever, but the entire league.
Behind the curtain, the panic is financial. Sponsors are watching the ratings. And if Clark doesn't return soon or worse, walks millions in future deals go poof.
Injury jumped to her groin likely because of compensation. But the thing that you have to be careful of is if, say, you try to rush her back from this injury as well, then you're getting into this territory where a very serious injury can happen. That is what the Indiana Fever, that is what Caitlin need to avoid the best that they possibly can. So if it means that Caitlin is out for 3 weeks, if it means that she is out all the way through All-Star, then so be it.
She wasn't just a player. She was the WNBA. But the moment Caitlin Clark limped off the court, the entire league began to collapse. 55% of viewers vanished. Ticket prices fell off a cliff. Fans stopped watching. And for the first time in decades, the WNBA is in full-blown crisis mode.
Clark went down. The WNBA ratings have dropped over 55% across the board.
Hey, guess what, guys?
The league is Caitlin Clark.
The league is Caitlin Clark. She is the WNBA, guys.
Sidelined with a left quad strain May 24th. National TV viewership has plunged since then 55%. Before the injury, the Fever, her team, were averaging 1.81 million viewers, almost 2 million. Since her injury, fewer than 850,000.
On May 24th, Caitlin Clark suffered a quad strain, then a groin injury. For most rookies, it's a rough patch. For the WNBA, it was a death sentence. Viewership dropped from 1.8 million to under 850,000 overnight. The WNBA was never built to survive without her. And now, the numbers prove it.
News is alarming for the league, and it's alarming for the league because this is such a crucial year for the WNBA. At the end of this season, the WNBA will go into CBA negotiations. If negotiations go well, then every single player in the WNBA has a much better chance of making so much more in their next contract. And that's one thing when you start thinking about how many people stopped watching when Caitlin Clark got injured. A lot of people stopped watching because they are boycotting the WNBA. They don't want to give viewership to any other teams or any other players, whether they like other players on the team or not, because of how the media and the league itself has handled Caitlin Clark and how they have treated her face.
This isn't just about Caitlin's injury. It's about trust. Fans are boycotting the WNBA because the league failed to protect the one player who made them care. They watched her take flagrant foul after flagrant foul and saw a league do nothing.
What's really concerning about this is the fact that we are only a month into the regular season, and Caitlin Clark has already been out with 2 injuries. With the first one being her having to miss some time with a left quad strain. Now, of course, this is concerning because if you're already on your second injury, you don't want to be that player that is always hurt. Cough, cough, Embiid, cough, cough, Anthony Davis. So I really do hope that the Fever really sits her out right now for a while, only because you don't want her to have more long-term injuries and be more prone.
From day one, Clark was a target. First it was Angel Reese's "You're not welcome here" treatment. Then it was hard fouls disguised as tough defense. But this wasn't competition. It was personal, and the league let it fester.
Man, bruh. Congratulations to the WNBA. Your ratings are going to drop by 55 to 60% once again. I believe the WNBA have successfully broken Caitlin Clark.
Without Clark, the WNBA is back in the red and it's bleeding fast. Ticket prices crashed 71%. Some dropped from $860 to $250. Sponsors are pulling back. And the league, which was finally seeing financial hope, is back to where it started, a forgotten product in empty arenas.
As big a deal as Tiger was in men's golf, Keith, he did, and when he was gone, it affected the ratings, but nothing like that. And, Michael Jordan being out, maybe a 5 percentage points or something. Nothing like this. You can make a strong case, and I will make that case, and have that there is no one single athlete more important to his or her sport or tour,
for the first
or
time in
the
years,
circuit is
Caitlin
that they
looked
play
human.
on, than Caitlin Clark is to the WNBA.
1-4-20 from deep. She hadn't missed a game since she was 19, and now 2 injuries in 1 month. The pressure, the physical punishment, the media storm, and all for a league that left her exposed.
I don't even know where to begin, man. I hope Caitlin Clark is okay. I want to know when this injury even happened, bro, because let's be serious here. She has the quad injury. Mind you, Caitlin Clark hadn't missed a game since she was like 19 years old, since she was like 18 in college or something. Now she has a groin injury. We've never seen Caitlin Clark play as bad as she played the last 3 games. Let's just be serious here. She's like 1 for 20-something on threes in the last 3. We've never seen her shoot the ball this way. I'll say that. Has she been hurt and playing through this?
Veteran journalists are speaking out. Christine Brennan called the WNBA strategy embarrassing. Michael Wilbon, Stephen A. Even former players all pointing to one glaring truth. This didn't need to happen. The league had the chance to protect its star. It chose ego instead.
I admire about Caitlin. She's a warrior. She's tough. You hear me? Bruh, you just don't see players. You don't see female basketball players like her. I'm sorry. I haven't seen a lot of female basketball players, like I said.
The timing couldn't be worse. The CBA is up next year. But how can you ask for more money when your viewership crashes the moment one player leaves? The numbers don't lie, and the owners will use them.
To clean up, I believe the physicality and all this hacking and fouling that goes on. She getting blindsided by Marina Mabry. I think all of this stuff is having a wear and tear and an impact. And all you guys are doing are hurting yourselves, because the numbers are going to drop and drop and drop. And trust me, when it's time for that collective bargaining agreement, they are going to point to this and say, well, how can we give you guys all this money? What happens if she gets hurt?
Michael Jordan built the NBA. But unlike Caitlin, Jordan was protected. Rules were changed for him. The Jordan rules existed for a reason. The WNBA, they let Caitlin Clark get hit, hacked, and harassed because they were too proud to admit who their real star was.
Every day because of the way they play the game, because I love the WNBA. I love the way they play the game. But we really watch it because Caitlin Clark and everybody watching. Now listen, if I keep bumping her, knocking her down, might get her a concussion, you might hurt her for real. For 2 weeks, she was done with like a hamstring. She was down. 55% of the viewership was down. She comes back the next game, it's about 3 million viewers. Now let me tell you something. Growing up in the hood, they teach you this. Always protect the money. Y'all keep hurting her and all that. She going for a year or 2. Ain't nobody gonna watch it. If nobody watches, how y'all gonna make and generate money?
On May 24th, Caitlin Clark went down with a quad injury. Just weeks later, she aggravated a groin strain. The result? A 55% plunge in league-wide ratings, the kind of collapse you'd expect after a natural disaster, not one player's absence.
What I saw walking to the game is what the media don't see. Thousands of kids.
Wearing what, Gil?
Kids. Huh?
What were they wearing?
Caitlin Clark jerseys.
Were they Fever jerseys? Were they Iowa jerseys? Were they
wherever she played? It was whatever she played.
And that's what was more impressive to me.
It did that. It wasn't just. It was Caitlin in the back.
For her style of play.
But her style of play. But it was. It wasn't what we were. It wasn't adults. Right. It was parents bringing their kids and their friends. Them seats was kids filled.
Right.
And that's what they don't understand. They don't grasp that part of it.
This isn't just about money. This is about the future. Thousands of girls wore Clark's jersey, Iowa, Fever, USA. They didn't come for team rivalries. They came for her. And now, the league is telling those fans she's not worth protecting. It's not complicated. You don't grow a league by sacrificing your stars. You grow it by protecting them, marketing them, and building a system where success is rewarded, not punished. Until the WNBA learns that, this cycle of destruction will continue. The WNBA has a decision to make. Will they protect the star who saved them? Or will they let history repeat itself until no one's left to watch? Forget parity. Forget next woman up. The WNBA has one name that moves fans, ratings, and sponsors: Caitlin Clark. Her games average double the viewership of all others. Even road games were relocated to larger arenas. Without her, empty seats, silent arenas, lost millions. Fans aren't just tuning out, they're protesting. Why? Because of how the league has mishandled its golden goose. Constant fouls, no protection, and a league office that claims it's all just basketball. This isn't about team loyalty. This is personal. This isn't the first time. When Candace Parker, Lisa Leslie, and even Diana Taurasi were injured, the same pattern emerged. Lower ratings, reduced revenue, media silence. But never has the crash been this catastrophic. So what's the WNBA doing about it? Nothing. No increased officiating scrutiny. No special protections. No PR push. Just business as usual while their most important asset limps toward the All-Star break. Christine Brennan's upcoming book promises to blow the lid off the WNBA's internal dysfunction. She accuses the league of exploiting Clark's fame while refusing to protect her. The book is already stirring panic inside WNBA circles. Michael Jordan was once the sole heartbeat of the NBA. The difference? The league protected him, built around him, marketed him. The WNBA, they threw Clark to the wolves. Caitlin Clark's return could come by July. But what then? Will the league fix the problem, or will she walk away for good? Some insiders whisper, a private league, a global brand, maybe even a new league built around Clark herself.